Hey guys, this is No Solution. I'm Scott, and today I'm entering a contest slash thread response for Jack at the Vinyl Martini. He's celebrating 3 years in the VC. Congratulations, Jack. If you haven't seen Jack's channel, um, the most gentlemanly member of the VC, I would say. He's just a super cool dude, and what a voice, man! What a voice! I wish I had that voice. He And what one thing I really like about Jack's channel is he does not run out and buy, the newest, most expensive MoFi, the FOMO stuff that a lot of people chase. He's more of a thrifty record collector and doesn't want to pay a lot for what he's looking for and is willing to wait for it. And I think that's really admirable, and a lot of us could learn something from that. He's got an awesome collection, and he doesn't run out and buy $200 records all the time. So if you haven't seen Jack's channel, I would really suggest you go check it out. So I'll leave a link below. Congratulations again, Jack. And for this contest, the prize is he's donating money to his local food bank. So there's no prize, but most of us here don't need a prize. It's just about supporting the channel, and I think it's cool that he's using the money for a good cause. So what he wanted to do was have us shout out one channel and show comps, compilation albums, however you categorize that in your head. So I thought since I hadn't seen a lot of ones that were showing metal comps, that I had a little window here that I could show some stuff that hadn't been shown before. So I'll show a few. Caveat: I do not have the cool metal comps like all the old new wave of British heavy metal ones. I just don't. I missed that window a little bit. I do have the 1979 revisited comp that Metal Blade put out, but that's it for new wave of British heavy metal. I didn't pull that because I think everybody's seen that. So just pulled a few other things here. So speaking of Metal Blade, they're kind of most known in the early days for the Metal Massacre compilations. But instead, I pulled this thing out. The box set Metal Blade 20th Anniversary. It is a 9 CD and 1 DVD set. Just kind of going through the history of the label. And it made me feel old because this is the 20th anniversary. And obviously I know this came out a while ago, but I didn't really think about how long ago it was because this came out in 2002. So they're now in their 42nd year. But comes with pretty cool, extensive book talking about all the bands and little interviews and stuff about their history with the label. Speaking of Metal Massacre, probably most known for the first appearance of Metallica. And Rat was on the original compilation, and when they got signed, they had to take their track off for whatever reason, so they did a second pressing of it. Took Rat off, and then Metallica, Lars, wanted to have a different recording of Hit the Lights on there because he wasn't satisfied with the first one, so they replaced it. So one of the rarities on here is it's the first version of Hit the Lights that hasn't been available for a long time. Yeah, as far as there's like a handful, like 10 or so kind of bonus tracks, B-sides, unreleased things. So you're just kind of getting this just for the whole experience, not just for those tracks. But yeah, it's a pretty cool overview of the label. And I don't listen to it much, but I'm kind of glad to have it. So there's one. Let's see. Go with some more label comps. Most of the things I pulled are like label compilations. This one, Century Media, the 10-year anniversary, comes in this like cool kind of matte finish box, and then inside got a pretty extensive booklet. Again, just kind of going over some of the bands and the history of the label and stuff like that. I would not buy a Century Media compilation now, but back at the time they were pretty cool. And then kind of a digipack inside with the CDs, and it is a 3-disc set, and split up into the Western Hemisphere, the Eastern Hemisphere, and then disc 3 is rare and unreleased stuff. So there's that one. It's kind of an interesting one I don't really see come up very often. This is the Moonfog 2000 compilation. So this is the Moonfog record label. And whereas most label comps is just, stuff that's coming out or stuff that's already come out, just kind of as a sampler. This one had that one of the discs is that, and the other disc 1 is stuff that was recorded exclusively for this compilation, and it's got quite a lineup. It's got Satyricon, Thorns, Dark Throne, Dodheim's Guard, Gehenna. So kind of a cool thing to have, and songs you're not going to find a lot of other places. Some of them were eventually used in other things, but some of them weren't. So that's a cool thing to have. I really didn't talk about what compilations meant also back in the pre-internet days. It was a way to sample a bunch of bands for, a relatively low price. And was quite important because you'd see 10 albums and you'd never heard of the band, but they look interesting. You're not going to, at least I, at the time, as a teenager, couldn't buy all those albums. So if I get a comp with a song from each one, then I could, kind of see what I thought would be interesting to me to pursue further. Famous compilation series from Nuclear Blast Records, Death is Just the Beginning. This is part 3. I had 1 and 2, but don't have them anymore. I got rid of them at some point, which I wish I hadn't. But these compilations are 2 discs, and what in the book, has information on all the bands. I won't pull it out, but a lot of unreleased and rare stuff on here, B-sides and stuff that, a lot of comps, once you've listened to them a few times and know who you're interested in, kind of the comp kind of like loses its usefulness, I guess. But with something like this that has unreleased stuff, it's something you're going to want to hang on to for, that Hypocrisy B-side that you don't have anywhere else. So like that series, and, I think they tried to revive this a few years ago, but it's just not. I think the time has passed. A lot of labels don't really do that anymore. Digital comps are kind of more where it's at now. Probably my most expensive comp, the Crushing the Holy Trinity compilation from Northern Heritage. This is unique because it's all, at the time, new recordings from these bands. It's got 6 bands on it: Clandestine Blaze, Deathspell Omega, Exordium, Mugwa, Musta Surma, and Stabat Mater. This is kind of a pricey one that I ended up splurging on because of the Mugwa EP, I guess, that's on here that isn't available anywhere else, or wasn't at the time. I think they may have re-released it now. As far as like single band comps, there are tons of those, obviously, like greatest hit sets and things like that. I just pulled this one out because I thought it was kind of interesting. And of course, Drink, I'm going to talk about Marillion. So the View from the Balcony. So at the time, Marillion had this official bootleg series that was like subscription based. You'd buy and you'd get like the next 3 or 4 releases. So this came with a subscription at the time. There's an earlier version, and then this version, I think then that is it. But what they did is they kind of made like a imaginary set list, pulling songs from all the Front Row Club. That's what the club was called. All the Front Row Club releases at the time, and then they edited them together so that it sounds like it's one full concert, which I thought was kind of neat, rather than just fade in, fade out kind of stuff. So that's that comp. And what else? Oh, as far as label comps, one of the labels that's still doing like a physical compilation is Hell's Headbangers, and they usually give them away free with orders. I think they always do. They come on CD with just like a cardboard sleeve. And the album covers are always kind of like a reinterpretation / parody of a famous metal album cover. at a certain point, they put them out on vinyl, and these are the only two they put out on vinyl. And it's volumes 6 and 7. So there's volume 6, obviously a tribute to the Show No Mercy album cover from Slayer. And it's a double record. Has a big poster of the album cover, a big insert with all the bands and a little collage on it. And I really like how they paid attention kind of to the details on this. I'll show you the labels on this one, if you can see there. So we've got kind of the Metal Blade style record label, as it would have been on an old Metal Blade record. And I'll show you the other one I've got here. Volume 7, the Sabbath Bloody Sabbath cover. And then we've got a Volume 4 tribute there on the back. Again, poster, insert. And these, I'm going to show you all 4 of the labels. I just think they're cool. They did all the labels in the style of a different Black Sabbath album. So there we've got the first album. We've got The Master of Reality. And then here we've got Volume 4. And then Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. And they didn't do, these are the last ones they did on vinyl. And actually I got these, I believe I got them each for $5 at a show because they were just like trying to get rid of them. Must be they didn't sell very well, but it's kind of a shame because they're kind of a neat thing to have. All right, that is it, you guys. Work has been crazy, so I don't know if there will be another video before my year-end video. I'm still working on that, but thanks for watching. Congratulations again, Jack. And as always, CM Punk is a piss baby. Later.